Welcome to Recovering Queen, the podcast where we take a well-known and sometimes not so well-known Queen song, do a cover version of it, and then talk about what we've learnt. What we've learned about Queen and their methods and their madness. My name's Ian, and with me as ever are my two co-hosts, Matt and Jay.
Hi, Ian.
Good evening, gents.
Good evening.
I'm really looking forward to tonight because we are doing the 1991 classic from Innuendo, Ride the Wild Wind.
And we're doing it on the 37th anniversary of Queen's greatest hits.
Is that right? Yeah. Oh, that's a nice Queen fact.
I'm saving it.
I guess, though, probably every day is a Queen something.
Yeah, well, there is.
I'm guessing every day is a Queen anniversary of some kind.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 different things. There's a Imperial College gig, 1973 on this day. Oh, yeah. You think about it.
So what have you got? Like a 365-day calendar of Queen events?
Yeah, I found it's what happened on this day with Queen thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Are there any days when nothing happened then?
Only
I
7.
don't know. I haven't looked through all 365 days.
So, Ian, Queen, Ride the Wild Wind. First thoughts?
Well, my first thoughts when I first heard it back in the day was I'm really not that keen on this track. I don't think it's very good.
Whoa.
However, I think with Queen, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you've got to have faith in the quality of their songwriting. So if you don't like the Queen song, it probably means you don't like what they've done with it. So again, for my cover version of Ride the Wild Wind, I've taken inspiration from the lyrics mainly and completely rearranged it and dug deep to see what song is buried deep inside there. And turns out it's an absolute cracking song. Roger Taylor is arguably the greatest songwriter in Queen.
I'm going to defend that statement just with one thing that I know is a little bit contentious in the group. Roger Taylor has done the best solo albums.
I would agree with that.
I would disagree with that. It depends what you call it. Call it a solo album as well. Do you call like... No, actually, I suppose you can't call it a solo album. The Montserrat Caballé album, because there's 2 of them, aren't there?
Yeah, but it is kind of a Mercury solo album. That's the best solo album, isn't it? Barcelona. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh yeah,
fair enough.
But with the best of Mr. Bad Guy thrown in, I mean, we could be up all night on this one.
Yeah, I think the songs are better on Mr. Bad Guy, but I can barely listen to it because of the production, I think.
So, yeah, the track, I mean, I'm going to be totally honest. I absolutely hated it when I first heard it. I don't know why. I think it's production, the arrangement. I couldn't hear a song in there that I liked. I mean, I do love Queen to bits, as we all do, but it actually made me feel quite not well, to be honest. And that's...
Well, to be honest, that is why I chose Ride the Wild Wind as my track to do from Innuendo, just because it's probably my least favourite track on it. And it's, this exercise of trying to rediscover the quality of Queen. That's why I chose it. And it was difficult to know what to do with it, really, because the way they've done it is such an oddly put together song.
I mean, I love what you've done with it, Ian. I think, to me, it works better. It works really well. I did hear the Roger version earlier on for the first time. I wasn't aware that was around, actually. That's been up there for a couple of years now on YouTube. And I must admit, I really like the Roger version. I can actually see the song or hear the song, probably how it was intended. And, Freddie is the best singer there's ever been. However, I kind of prefer Roger's take on it in that song. I feel it kind of works. It's almost like Freddie's voice is too rich and too pure. I don't know what the right word is. Melodic. I don't know. It works better for me listening to the Roger version of that track.
There's a line in the Miracle documentary, not the Miracle documentary, the Days of Our Life documentary, where they're writing One Vision. Obviously, that's another kind of Roger type song that the lyrics are anyway. And Freddie's complaining that there isn't there isn't enough for him to sing. So even though it's like, I can't sing in it. And this is the kind of song that I think that really follows, isn't it? What exactly can Freddie really get his larynx around in this song?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost a waste having Freddie singing. You may as well have Roger sing it. And what I don't understand is why Queen did that, really. They went from being one of these bands that they shared the lead vocals on all the albums. And then after the game, you didn't really get, all the songs were being sung by Freddie and nothing by Roger and Brian anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like I really miss hearing the other guys sing. I mean, I'm glad that we have more of Freddie singing for the archive. Now he's not here, but I think the albums would be better having that, the shades of different voices and more overlapping. I don't know. Why did they do that?
I don't know, because Roger in particular is an absolutely superb singer.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. He's a really good singer. I mean, Brian's really good as well. Brian's got that sort of Paul McCartney-esque voice, and Roger's got that Rod Stewart kind of voice. We're talking two major vocalists, and they're
great singers. Why don't we hear them singing some of their songs on the albums?
Yeah, so I agree. The only thing with the Roger version is the hey, hey, hey that works less well than it does on the Freddie version, which isn't very well either.
I was surprised how close to the original the Rogers demo was. I mean, it's really lucky, isn't it, to have that version knocking about. It's a bit like the early version of Sail Away Sweet Sister. That's just a real joy to hear an early version of it. But
it's
I
nothing
suppose the
like
difference
it, yeah.
there is that the demo of Ride the Wild Wind was very close to the original.
But yeah, not only that, they use the demo. So I think in latter Queen years, there's some quotes from Brian May about precisely this element of it, that you have that they all brought demos to the studio, but their demos are so good at that point that they can use bits of the demo in the actual final recordings. So lots of what Roger's done on that original demo has made its way into the final recording. Whereas before they'd bring in a demo, like Sail Away Sweet Sister, someone would have brought in, Brian would have brought in his demo, and then they would have rehearsed it up as a band, and each member of the band would be adding their bits and making it better and better. But this is what I said last time about they didn't jam as much anymore as a band to sort of jam these things into better shape.
But on the Roger version, isn't that Brian on the guitar anyway at that point?
No, it's Roger on guitar on the Roger Taylor version. Roger's pretty good on guitar. Like his guitar playing on his on his solo albums. I can't remember. No Violins is a great guitar solo on it. He's actually a pretty decent player. Yeah,
no, it's really good. The other issue I had, I listened back to it this week as I knew we were doing the track. Was that I just listened to, I think it was Father to Son or one of those early Queen 2 lovely tracks where the drum is, it's being used to the full ability, in the full range of what it can do, the drums, sorry. They're used as a part of the song, I would say. In a track like this, maybe it's just meant to provide the rhythm. It's that beat of, traveling forward, whether it's, car or bike but maybe that's all it's intended to do. But I really miss the early songs where the drums were actually part of the song and really influential in underscoring parts of the melody and the breakout bits and all the rest of it. And I don't know, maybe it was just unlucky that I listened to them back to back.
But what's really strange, you should say that, but that's something I've noticed with Roger Taylor on Freddie's songs, on John's songs, on Brian's songs. Yeah, you're right. He has melodic playing, and everything he plays is very much to try and emphasize parts of the song. He's a great song drummer, but on his own material, and you can pretty much drag out any Roger Taylor track, he almost puts down a groove, and that's it. Yeah. Like you listen, like Fight from the Inside, Ride the Wild Wind. They all just have this like. Just a groove, just
more of that jazz.
Of that jazz. It's just a groove that he then does this kind of. It's a trademark of Roger Taylor of just putting down a groove and then just putting this, phrasing over the top of it. The only song that's different to that is "I'm in Love with My Car," that obviously has all the sort of fills in between all the verses and everything. So it's less like that. But yeah, all of them, it's quite an odd thing that the drummer, the most boring songs for the drummer are the ones that he's writing.
Yeah, I mean, they could have still had that groove going through this song, and then but broken out like in a few places. That's all I was thinking.
I've got a question for it. Have either of you heard the track Shakespeare's Sister by the Smiths?
Yes. So
this is often compared to that, but I just think that that's totally ridiculous.
It's just that kind of upbeat rhythm, isn't it? You know, that's the only similarity to that. And there's probably about 1 million songs like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got that tempo with a kind of do-do-do-do. The weird thing is, you think that the key is C major, but really it's D minor when you're listening to it, which is odd as well.
Yeah,
like as in it starts with a C, but it always keeps going back to D minor, which is so it's kind of ambiguous where the sort of key center is for the song, which is interesting.
Very technical. Ian, how did you come up with, I mean, you've done a very distinct style in the country and western style, which it sort of blew my mind when I first heard it, but I mean, I love it. I love the version you've done. So where did that come from?
It was born from the lyrics, really, because the lyrics are, I think, very strong on this song. And it really took me to Midwest Americana, cars going out on a dirt track or bikes going out on a dirt track, a guy with his girl, racing cars in the street type thing. It just really took me to that world. The world, I imagine, where Chris Isaak kind of operates. So it's kind of an overlap with, that kind of Americana world. And it's my theory of Roger's lyrics here, where Roger generally writes in about 4 different areas, more of which we'll go into in other podcasts. But in this one, he is writing about kind of a classic outsider, the live fast, die young kind of person, and it's true escapism, wanting to get out of town in your fast bike or your fast car. And although I'm in Love My Car has been called kind of a partner song to this, I really disagree with that. I think this song is born from Roger's school of what I call the outsider songs that he's written, starting with Tenement Funster, where that guy's, from the wrong side of tracks. He doesn't care about his neighbours. He wants to go speed of light out of this world in an open top car. And I think Ride the Wild Wind, Tenement Funster are definitely of that world that Roger's writing about. Americana, fast cars, living on the wrong side of the tracks a little bit, and wanting to get out of this small town you live in. And another song he did like that as well was Rocket, Prime Jive. Again, very similar kind of vibe to that song. Classic outsider, wanting to have a good time with his girl. And Tenement Funster, Prime Jive, and Ride the Wild Wind, I think, are the same character in different stages of life.
Very interesting, Ian.
And can you, because it's a James Deany type thing, isn't it? That. So,
well, I suspect he must be a big James Dean fan. I've done a bit of research about what his favourite films are and everything, and I think somebody said it was Close Encounters was his favourite ever film, but there's nothing there to kind of suggest that he is
there is
big James Dean feel,
because the promo video for one of his solo albums is James Dean themed, isn't it?
Oh yes,
so it is. But is that coming from Roger or the director?
I guess the director has picked up on what Ian's picking up on as well, because there's a couple of tracks
Strange
on
Frontier,
Strange Frontier,
wasn't it? Strange Frontier video. That is exactly the world. Although the lyrics of Strange Frontier has got nothing to do with that world. That's not one of Roger's outsider songs. I don't know what the lyrics for Strange Frontier are talking about. Maybe touches on it. But yeah, so there is that. And on Strange Frontier, he does the Springsteen classic Racing in the Streets, which is that exact same world.
Yeah, which is probably where I don't know, I think that Roger Taylor probably did dictate the James Dean thing. I think like an artist of that stature surely has some input to their video creativity. But then you know more about that than us, James.
Certainly paying for it, isn't
Well,
he?
I mean, it just depends, doesn't it? Some people will go do something for me, and some people will say this is what we're doing. It's I don't know how he works, to be honest. I'm assuming he has a lot of a big car collection. Would that be true? Do we think?
Yeah, he definitely has a big car collection, because him and what's his name, Rick Parfitt, used to go round driving around Italy in Ferraris and stuff. He's definitely a boy racer, and actually, he used to turn up in all sorts of cars.
Wasn't he when you were working at one of your previous incarnations? Didn't he turn up in a Rolls Royce, Matt?
No, Brian turned up in the Rolls Royce, but but not driven. Driven in the Rolls Royce. No, Roger was driving.
It was driven by you.
It wasn't driven by him. Brian came in a Ford Transit. No, Roger used to come in all sorts of different Porsches and different things like that. Yeah, he used to come in all sorts of things. Well, I believe that the sound, some of the car sounds in the track are the Audi Quattro S1 rally car.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there we go.
That's completely the wrong sort of car we want in a bit slice of Americana. I needed a 69 Chevy with a 396 or whatever the lyric of that Springsteen song is. I think Ride the Wild Wind, really, really strong lyrically. I think it's got so great evocative images of that world. Get your head down, baby, we're going to ride tonight. Your angel eyes are shining bright. I think it's great. There's another one as well. We got freaks to the left, we got jerks to the right. Sometimes I get so low, I just have to ride. Really, really great. Just put you in that exact place where the song is set.
Ian, I also thought that your voice suited that style really well.
It's very, very low for me. But no, I really enjoy doing it because obviously a lot of the covers we've been doing have been with Freddie singing, and obviously that is never low or high. It's low and high all at the same time and all over the place. This one was definitely less of a challenge.
You could tell that you were having a lot of fun doing it. There was a kind of, even though it's a sort of slower version, there's a kind of swagger in it as well that I quite like in your version.
Yeah, it was important to get, again, because the lyrics, really put me in that place. It was really important to try and be faithful to a sound like that. So very much listened to a lot of Chris Isaak around that time and Richard Hawley as well to kind of get the nice kind of slapback echo on the vocals, to get the smoothness on the backing singing and everything, and using the old whammy bar.
Well, yeah, I mean, this forms a different type of cover, because we were saying, weren't there, there's like 3 different or 4 different types of cover. There's the trying to be very similar, then there's really trying to do something that's completely different, which this is, isn't it? Really, it's not a send up, and it's not a faithful cover. It's that sort of second type, which we kind of slip more into doing for the later Queen ones, because it just seems
that's
more
necessity, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we hold them in less high esteem, don't we, somehow. But again, this one was fantastic, because now that's a song, as I said at the top, that I've never been a fan of, but now I think it's an absolute cracking song deep down, and I can actually listen to the original and kind of can hear the quality that's in there. And it really sent me on that journey to have a real good listen and a real good read of Roger's lyrics, and you kind of see patterns in what he's writing about in various different songs. The certain ones that are just kind of random, like Fun It, which in my notes I was making at the time, it's just like, well, he's giving us advice about dancing, and that seems to be what he's singing about. But other ones, like Tenement Funster, Rocket, Ride the Wild Wind, I've got such a great sense of place. And he's obviously, whether he's doing it on purpose, I don't know, but it'd be interesting to find out one day if he is into that world and he likes the 50s Americana films, and if he's a big fan of James Dean, and is his dream to go racing in the streets of downtown America, or if he's ever done it.
Well, I think he's definitely old enough to be into that stuff, as in, You know, he's a generation above us, and so you know, in the same way that we're into 70s films, he's probably going to be into 50s and 60s films, right?
Yeah,
you know,
so.
so that's his era, and he definitely is into fast cars. You know, that I've read that several times, and I've seen him in them. So he's definitely of that ilk, and he's still a little bit. He's still a bit of a rocker as well. You know, he's recently tattooed his arm all up and everything. so it's true, like, so you know, he's a cool guy, and he likes to hang around with models and stuff. So, you know, he's that kind of guy, isn't he? He embraced
old school rock and roller.
He is an old school rock and he totally embraced the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, and also just to compound your point in about the, you know, going through these songs, I mean, this is a song that I would never in a million years have thought that I would have liked. And, you know, hearing it done differently, it does something to the brain. I don't know what it is, but you hear it in a different way, and all of a sudden something shifts in your brain. And then whenever you come back to the original song, you're hearing it from a slightly different point of view. I don't know what that is. I think it must be some sort of psychological perspective. But you then hear it. I mean, you know, going back to some of the tracks we've spoken about before, like Cool Cat, I can listen to that track now on the original and hear probably how it was intended. And there's just some bit of instrumentation or a vibe or a lyric or something that puts you off. When really it may be something quite minor, and that you just need that slight shift of perspective to be able to actually really enjoy the song. And so, I do admit that I prefer the Roger singing version. Roger's got a great voice, and I think for me it works a little bit better, which I would very rarely say with Freddie, you know, in the room, as it were. But you can enjoy the Queen songs that much more once you really dug around and had a play with them and listen to them differently. So yeah, another great experiment in the Recovering Queen experiment.
So don't forget, you can contact us on Twitter at RecoveringQ, and you can go and visit our website at recoveringqueen.co.uk to see all the places you can get this podcast. So without any more delay, this is Ian's reimagining of Ride the Wild Wind.
Just have to ride. Let me take your hand. Let me be your guide.